So GJ on the monthly time frame, we mark this is our low this week, and then we also have these other weeks, and we have these other high here, okay? And now we have an area of price difference. I explain what price difference is. When you have a high and then a strong candle break from low, the difference between your low and the high, which is usually characterized by a break of structure, which is this, is your price difference. And that is an area by, if price reaches that area, you begin to look for trading opportunities from there, because from price difference comes resistance, supports. Okay, so once we have this, we can come to our time frame. And then on the lower time frame, which would be the weekly, again, you have a strong break here, and then this low was taken. So this also becomes your price difference area. So you mark it like that, and then now you can also mark it here because we have a price difference. Then you can usually come to another lower time frame. So I will explain why we want to look for trading opportunities here, because of course we have a supply area here. Okay, so if you just bring it here, I explain what supply is. When you have a series of one-sided candle and an opposite candle appears there, that becomes your supply if it is coming down. And then if it is on its way up, that becomes your demand areas. So we were talking about this, and then this topic came in, which was about this great man here, Genghis Khan. There are a lot of things you will want to check out about this great man, the great Mongolian emperor who actually conquered most parts of the world for a sustained period of, say, over 30 years. This emperor grew from small Mongolia, spread towards China, Europe, and even the northern parts of Africa. And the man was actually winning and winning all the time. So there is more to talk about how he won, but there is one sub story that actually captures my attention. And I was discussing it with the guys that amidst all the great things we can talk about Genghis Khan, one of the best things we can always point out is how he valued talent and skills. This is what actually happened. One of the guys who became his great generals, General Gbpjpy. If you look at the story of Gbpjpy and how Genghis Khan made him who he is, you will be surprised at who Genghis Khan is. Now, Gbpjpy is one of the generals that later did great work for him. But before he became a general, he was actually his enemy. When uh, when Genghis Khan was actually unifying the Mongolian tribes, when he was fighting to make sure that these Mongolian tribes come together so that they can become a greater force, Jebe was one of his enemies. And this guy later was called the Arrow King. So this guy was very good with arrow. And then when they were fighting Genghis Khan before he became an emperor, he was actually able to uh, shoot Genghis Khan with the arrow in his neck. And Genghis Khan was actually down, and then he became sick and he was about to die. But when he was actually healed from that, instead of looking for Jebe to kill him, he looked for him and then actually promoted him when they won the war. So he made him a general. You look at that scenario whereby a guy who wanted to kill you and has actually attempted to do so, you later on promote him and make him use his talent. So some of stories like that, that means now Jembe could actually die uh, for Genghis Khan in a way that he wants to pay back. But that is what merit. Working with people based on merit, not on favor, not because they're related to you, but because of the skills they bring to the table. This is all about the story between Jebe and Genghis Khan. The man who almost killed me later on became great because I could use his talent. That's what Genghis Khan was saying. He could use his talent. Anyway, so we're looking at GJ. So definitely this is our supply area and we have potential resistance here. And this is where we would actually be trading. So whenever we find these patterns here, now we just want to wait for a strong break, a bearish candle, head and shoulders, then we can actually look at these trading opportunities. Otherwise, would actually look for trading opportunities up here in case this is violated. But that is it. As we're talking about the the JB guy, he is just too great.